Hi guys, so I'm just going to show you how I cover my acne. I kind of have a lot going on in my cheeks and down around my chin and my jawline. So I'm just going to show you my daily routine on what I do to cover up my acne while still looking natural. So I use a beauty blender type brush. It's not an actual beauty blender brand, but this is a sponge, not a brush. So I just use that to blend it out because I find that using a foundation brush is kind of too difficult. Depending on what kind of foundation you're using, this one has a nice texture that goes well with the beauty blender, so I use that. And the foundation that I'm using is Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, and it's good because I have dry skin and I find that it doesn't really settle in any flakes or things like that. And this is in the shade Porcelain Ivory. So what I do first is I get the sponge wet. I don't like using it dry. I think it's terrible. So get it wet, get it damp, kind of squeeze it in there. And then I usually just use the tip, but you can use it anywhere on the sponge, it doesn't matter. This is about how much I use for my whole face, and my mirror is over here, so I'm gonna go over here. So I just kind of dab it on my cheeks and my chin and my forehead. And then to blend it in, you want to pat all over. And that's the good benefit of using the sponge over a brush. It's hard to get a natural looking texture with a foundation brush, I think. Of course it depends on your type of skin and the look that you're going for. But for me, I found that the sponge is the best. And I got this foundation at Target. I think it was maybe like $8. It wasn't that bad. I have a decent mix of like high-end makeup and drugstore makeup, but there's good things from every line, I think. You just have to find what works for your skin. And if I'm gonna do a dramatic lip, I'll go over it with foundation too. And this is just for me, I don't use this on clients or anything, so there's no sanitary worries. So as you can see, that kind of covered up a lot of the redness and acne on my face. It's not perfect, but I'm going to go over it again. So I apply a little bit more foundation and go into these red spots here, just to kind of give it a second layer after the first one sets. And if you want, you can put powder in between, but since my skin is dry, I don't use powder that much. I'm not a huge fan of the dewy foundation look. I think it's too much and it looks a little sweaty. So if I go from dry to too dewy, then I'll do a little bit of powder, but not too much. And this is just for every day, so I don't like looking too overdone, which if you add too much foundation, you're either going to be cake city or just looking like you're trying too hard. So that is my foundation routine. That's just what I do on a daily basis. I'll do more if I'm going out, like if I want to contour. Oops, just knocked my camera over. I'll do more if it's like a nighttime look, but this is just for every day. And then obviously I'll go and do my eyes, which I'll show you guys. Ulta dual-ended eyeliner. Dual-ended eyeliner. And this one side is like a silvery slate type of thing, and I'm gonna use the purple eyeliner side. I've been liking gel liner a lot more lately. I find that it's just much easier to apply than the pencil or liquid liner. So if you're new to eyeliner, I would recommend going with the gel. I just got a NYX black gel liner that I really like. It doesn't dry out that easily, and honestly I just use an e.l.f. brush. This little angled e.l.f. brush, focus, is great because you can also use this to do eyebrows, which is what I do with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. So I use Dip Brow in taupe, and I'll do that now. So really you don't need that much product with this one because it is so thick. I just take a little swipe and then drag it across the cap just so you get a small amount of product and you can really put on each individual eyebrow hair instead of doing like a huge swipe with a ton of product and you get those crazy eyebrows. And I only really do mine at the tails because that is where my eyebrows are really light compared to the inner side. And then if you want and you have extra product on, you can kind of drag it towards the middle. But I tend to stick with just the tails because that's where they wear away. So I really like this product because I've never had any issues with it wearing away or rubbing off during the day. So it's been great for me. I don't want to suddenly look in the mirror at 2 p.m. and notice that half my brow is gone. And Dip Brow has prevented that, which is really cool. So I'm going to do the rest of my eyes. I don't want to do anything too intense, so I'm just gonna keep it simple. This is Wet n Wild Mega Volume Mascara in black, and I just got this a couple weeks ago and I've been liking it just for something everyday. I don't need a really expensive fancy mascara for my everyday wear, but if you want to do that, that's fine. It's just for me, I prefer something less crazy. And luckily my eyelashes are already pretty long, so I look for a little bit of length and a little bit of color, but they're already pretty long and pretty black, so I don't need too much. If you have really short lashes, you might want something that's specifically designed for length, but I don't have that struggle, so I can give you recommendations if you need them, but I don't use it myself. I'm trying to dry. And this actually does work. A lot of mascara formulas are actually easier to apply if you take the wand out, wave it around a few times, because when it's super wet, it often puts on too much product at one time. So if you wave it around a little and then apply it, the slight drying of the mascara makes it a lot easier to apply, especially if the formula has gotten chunky or whatever. It just makes your life a lot easier. And then call that good for eyes. I don't really feel like doing eyeshadow right now. And for my lips, I'm going to show you guys the NYX Mega Shine Lip Gloss in the shade Dolly Pink. It's super bright. I love it. And this really does, it smells like a red Starburst. It's awesome. So it's really glossy, and the texture is nice because it's not too sticky. Like when I do that, it just feels like if I had chapstick on. It doesn't feel like my hair is gonna get caught in it and get stuck, whatever, like when you have a super sticky lip gloss. So if that's something that bothers you, this is a good one to get. And the top has a cute little bow on it, so if you like kind of cute little things on your packaging, that's a good one too. And before I did my lips, I did exfoliate with the Lush lip scrub, Sweet Lips in, what is this? Yeah, vanilla and chocolate sugar, and this stuff is awesome. My little tub is super old because I use such a small amount when I exfoliate. I mean, I think I've had this for a year maybe, and I still have this much left. I'm sure there's an expiration date and I'm going past it, but I don't care. Yeah, used by a year ago, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me and it hasn't gone off. The smell hasn't changed or anything, so it's okay. And then I think under my eyes I'm looking a little shiny, so I'm gonna go in. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. I've only had this for a couple weeks, but it's been pretty nice. It comes with this little pad, and there's so much product in here. I could not believe how much powder was in there when I opened it. And it doesn't have that, you know how some of the powders, they have like the HD reflection back when you take a picture, it shows up and you look like a ghost. This doesn't have that. It doesn't show up anything in pictures. You look completely normal. So that's nice, and it's translucent. It's not like white or anything. That would look crazy. So I usually just go under my eyes, down my nose bridge, underneath my nose, and a little bit on my chin, because that's where I tend to get shinier. So that's looking good. My hair is a mess today, but that's fine. Thanks for watching.